Hi Flosstube! Happy Friday. Today is April 24th. I had to just look up the date because I don't even know anymore. I don't know what day of the week it is. I don't know what day of the month it is. They've all run together. So this is Helen D. Thank you for taking some time to catch up with me today. I'm actually by myself, kind of. We're all in the house. But my husband's upstairs working with his store closed, and my son just went on to play Minecraft with a friend online, so I'm like, close your door because you guys are loud. So his door is closed. One of the cats is sleeping. One of the cats is down here looking for my water, of course. So I thought I would take a chance and just see how it goes. This is the end of week 6 of us being home. I was saying the other day, I'm like, summer vacation for us is usually 10 weeks. So this time that we've been teaching from home is going to end up being longer than summer vacation. And it feels it. We're doing the best we can. This is April vacation week here in Maine. So they didn't assign any work. We easily could have kept doing work, but he wanted the week. It's vacation. He needed the week off. So instead of having at least something to do to keep us occupied, we don't have anything to do to keep us occupied. Last weekend, we went for a drive. Get in the car, we're going for a drive. We drove to Portland. I dropped some stuff off at my friend Cheryl's house, got back in the car, drove back home. That was the first time Miles has left the house in 5 weeks. It was the first time I had gone farther than 2 miles. Then we put gas in the car. We hadn't done that either. So we're just waiting. School right now has not been canceled yet for the rest of the school year, but I'm anticipating it to be. So we'll see once we get back after break. I think our stay-at-home order is through the 15th of May at this point. I kind of think the district is just waiting for them to extend that so long that it's not feasible to go back this year, and then they don't look like the bad guy. We'll see. I like to think that they're holding out hope that we can, but I don't think we will, which is a bummer because it's my son's 5th grade year. It's his last year at elementary school. They have a big graduation ceremony he was looking forward to. He's going to miss all of the step-up activities for going to middle school next year, so all of those kids. I had a friend's son when they said that, the Commissioner of Education has recommended schools be closed through the end of the year, and he said, oh, there's going to be a lot of 6th graders who don't know where they're going next year, which is true. We kind of know because our school does a district band concert, and every time we would have a practice at the middle school, we would just kind of snoop around. It takes so long for everyone to get their cars out of there that I would say, let them deal with the parking lot and let's go find the 6th grade wing and let's find the science lab, so we kind of snooped. So we know, at least if you said go to the 6th grade wing off the bus on the first day, he would know how to get there, which will make him feel more confident. Not that they won't let any kid get lost, I'm quite sure, but he will feel better knowing that. Whew. So many Flosstube videos, of which I have watched a fraction because, again, I'm last in line for a screen besides my phone, and even then, I can't hear it over anyone else. I was supposed to join in a Zoom call yesterday with some other Stitchers, and like a half an hour before it went on, I'm like, look, I've got a raging headache, and my son has not stopped talking in 6 weeks. Constant. He's talking now. I can hear him. He really hasn't stopped talking in 10 years, but it's been really noticeable the last 6 weeks. So, is what it is. I've done a lot of stitching still. I didn't get finishing done this time around. I was getting finishing done in the afternoons because he would have like a meetup with some friends online, but then they kind of stopped doing that, and that was my one little free time, and it went away. I have one refinish to show. 1, 2, 3, 4 FOs and like 1,000 whips. So we will jump in. My refinish was Dandy Dreams by Silver Creek. This was in a frame and it was getting kind of wonky, and I had put it on sticky board, but it wasn't glued on the back, so it was kind of coming loose. So I just took it out of the frame, and my mom had gotten me the classic enamel stand from Hobby Lobby for my birthday. So I mounted it on some purple polka dot with some rickrack, and I had some ribbon and a cotton ball, which I burnt my finger on the hot glue gun trying to put it on there. So it's just on there with magnets. And this is enamel, so I can just slap it on there, and then when I have something else the right size, I can replace it. So this has kind of been living over here in that empty spot. So we'll put it back. So that was my one re-FFO. I just scooped stuff up and came downstairs. Oh shoot, 2 of these I forgot to write down who they were by. FOs. I stitched up the little freebie from Erica Michaels, Stay Home and Stitch. I just used some colors. I think it's a Victorian motto, and I don't even know. I picked some blues and a light pale green, and a scrap of fabric. This will be a strawberry. I wanted to try some strawberries this year, and I thought this is perfect because it's minimal stitching. I think I did this in 2 nights. So if I mess it up, I won't feel too bad about having to redo it. So when the time comes that my brain can concentrate, I will try my hand at a strawberry. I watched, Vonna has put out a strawberry tutorial, so I watched that while I was stitching it 2 weeks ago, but now I'll have to watch it again when I'm actually ready to finish it. Next up, the next 2, these are the 2 I forgot to write down. My phone's upstairs, I can't even look it up. I will link her below. I believe she's Cross Stitch Fanatic on Instagram, but I don't think that's the name of her store on Etsy. So I will definitely link her below if you're in the mood for some Final Fantasy VII charts. You might be. They are at my house. So these are going on the nerd wall once I find frames. So obviously, no time soon. She has 3 of the characters designed, and I'm really hoping she does Tifa so that there would be 4 of them. So I did, this is Cloud. He is on 16 Count Fathoms Below by Hand Dyed by Stephanie. And it kind of looks like I wasted a lot of fabric, but I wanted him in a certain spot on the fabric, and he'll be in a 5x7 frame. So it wasn't enough to bother, so I just used that big chunk. And then the next one is Sephiroth, and I asked my husband, I'm like, well, what color fabric should he be on? Like, he's the bad guy. She had just stitched him up on this really pretty turquoisey aqua with sparkles, and I really liked it. And he said, well, he kind of has this famous scene where he's walking in fire, but you probably don't have anything like that. To which I was like, hold my needle. I got just the thing. This is a piece of fabric called Ancient Bark. It's by Ship's Manor. I don't know if he still makes it. My sister Donna got me this for Christmas a couple years ago, and I had no idea what I was going to stitch on this, but this was perfect. And again, I used a bigger piece because I wanted to make sure I incorporated some of this orange, and in the 5x7 frame, it will be perfect. So there he is. His long flowing gray silver locks. That's what mine's turning into. I mean, it will never be that long. It might be that white. We'll see. I said I'm getting long, flat, and gray. I gave them both haircuts. I'm not that desperate yet. And then my other finish was, and I don't have the chart anymore because I sent it to Donna, Ink Circles, Elemental Dragons, Earth. These are even ironed for you guys today, which never happens. I was making some masks for my neighbor and the iron was out. So this is the Earth Dragons. They're on 16 count Picture This Plus Lagoon, which is like this green, gold. I bought this because someone had done the first bee design that Blue Flower put out, and it looked gorgeous, but it was on the linen, and linen dye is totally different. So I ordered a piece and it came in and I was like, yeah, I'm not putting my bee on that. But this is perfect. I used sulky thread. The color I used is called Almost Black, and it was number 1234. And I did need one full spool, which is 50 yards, and then probably 10 yards off a second spool. I picked that color because I had 2 spools, so I knew if I ran out, no big deal, I have a second spool. So I think we did the math, and that figured out to be like between 4 and 5 5-yard skeins if you were using like a fancy floss. But that floss isn't variegated, so I didn't have to do 1 stitch at a time, so my floss went longer. If you were doing 1 stitch at a time with a variegated, you'd use a ton of floss on that. So I might do, she has others coming out, hopefully this year, the other elements, and I might end up doing them all on like a mottled fabric with a non-variegated floss, just so I don't eat up tons of floss. And then it was nice to be able to do like a little section and then cross it the other way. So those were my FOs. The strawberry I know I can finish when my brain's functioning. The others I'm planning on framing, so they will just wait. They'll get done eventually. So the next stack is my whips, and they are in no particular order. I just scooped them up. So we'll open bags together. This is the one I was working on this morning. No. I did join, and it has started. The Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery has a new stitch along, Chinese Zodiac. So I ordered the fabric because it's on Picture This Plus Sand, which I didn't have, and it's all DMC except there's an etoile, the DMC etoile, which I'd never really used. That stuff stitches up great. I didn't need to take like little short lengths. There's definite sparkle. It was fantastic. So here's where this one's looking. The white doesn't show up great, but I don't think there are any of the animals that are strictly white. Here's my concern. It's a square chart. They sent the fabric, it was 13 by 18. So I did the math, and it should be a little over 9 inches square. So I took my fabric and I figured I don't want to waste that fabric. If it's a square design, I'm going to cut it 13 by 13. It's a little tight. I checked the centering like 7 times. I'm going to be a little tight up there. So I'm hoping that the next chart, which will come out mid-month, there's like these fans, Chinese fans. I'm hoping that particular fan is in it so I can do a lot of counting and make sure it's going to fit. I may need to sew a strip of fabric on this to hold it in my Q-snap to be able to get to where I need to stitch a little easier. I'm hoping I don't have to restart. We'll see. But that one's adorable. And it was nice. That centerpiece did take some concentration. The animals, they're fine. I love a good, cute frosted pumpkin animal. And I hadn't done one in a while, so that was nice. All right, next bag is Cardinal Points. This one has gotten some love. I don't remember what it looked like the last time you saw it. Here's the chart. Sorry, it's in this plastic. I started up here in this corner. That's where I'm at. I'm using 18 count antique white. It calls for 1 strand, I'm using 2 strands. And I did change this color and this color were the same, so I used a lighter yellow, the same thing with the reds, and then I chose the brighter red to do my cardinals in. I think it's ribbon red, Classic Color Works. So I know I did this section, and then I did, the other night, I did this, well, it's the other several nights, and I finally put my first bird in. So I think I'm gonna work down and then across, but we'll see. And I had to switch to a smaller Q-snap. It was hard on my arm to kind of have to shove, you know, to get over to where I needed to be. So I moved it to a smaller Q-snap, and that did make a difference. Next up is my beach scene. This has become my Zoom call meeting. My meeting, I don't have a full picture, it's on the phone, but that's kind of part of it, what it looks like. This is by Emma Congdon, Stitchrovia. It is on her Etsy store now. Mine was from a Cross Stitcher magazine, July 2019. I'm filling in this endless water, so that's nice to do when I don't have to concentrate. But I'm almost done. So I have this little bit, there's a smidge up in here, and then I'll have to pull this off and do the bottom. Once I'm done the water, this will be more fun to work on. Because then I can do all the little beach goers up top. This is on Mellow, Picture This Plus Mellow. I believe it's a 16. It's all DMC. The blues in this, you need two skeins because that's how much it needs. So I'm plugging away on this, and like I said, once I get that water done, which may be within the next week, that one will become more fun to work on. 2 more. I've just been switching between 1,000 things, whatever's calling. This is a little one. Again, I don't have a picture because I forgot to bring my phone down. I've been working on the Frosted Pumpkin Seasonal Sayings. I have that 6x6 little wood plank square from Joann's, and they fit perfect on that. So I wanted to get going on summer ones. So I pulled out Stars and Stripes and Liberty's Lights. I'm stitching this one on 14 count Snow Day from Luminous Fiber Arts. And the white I think is going to show up okay. I've only done those little bits under Liberty's. So we'll see. I'm almost there. These stitch up quick and are great for when I just need, like, it's the end of the day and my eyes don't want to concentrate on anything. I can pull that out. And then finally, I'll talk to you about Mania in a bit. But before, and I'm gonna have to pull this off, I haven't been able to decide what I want to do for Mania. I pulled out a bunch of whips and thought, I need to do Whip Mania. I've started so many things, I just need to work on whips. And I pulled them out and like nothing's calling to me. So the one that was calling to me, it was kind of guilt calling me, was the Dash Away Stitch Along. This is from Caterpillar Cross Stitch. I didn't start it when the Stitch Along came out. I bought it after that. This was a Mania start from last year. It's the only Mania start last year I didn't finish. So last year I did 5 starts, one every Friday of May, because there were 5 Fridays. This one I did everything a full week and then kind of moved on. This one I pulled back out at some point, and I know I did some of the village on the bottom, but it didn't get done. So I kind of thought, it'd be nice to get that one done. So I pulled it out. Obviously I'm not doing mine on white. Mine is on 16 count Dusk from Picture This Plus. I had to tweak just a couple colors because they didn't show up, a couple of the blues. So I finished, what side? I was on this house. I finished this, and I put in Blitzen, and I put in a few stars, and then I just moved up here to Vixen. So I have the whole top left to do. That's the bottom. How cute is this needle minder, by the way? This is from Delicious Threads, And I haven't been buying a lot of needle minders because, you know, I have like 1,000. That one had to go on here. So I bought that right when she launched her website, her deliciousthreads.com, like her own website. I picked that up. So I'm working on that. I may keep going on it for a little bit. It's going pretty good. I'm just gonna scoop this up because it's a mess. I'll deal with that later. I don't know when I'll get it done or if I'll get bored of it and put it away. We'll see. Now I lost stuff. Now I lost something I was gonna show you. It probably got put in one of these bags. Found it. So that's my whips. I think that's all of them. It feels like I'm just a little here, a little there, a little here, a little there, whatever I feel like. Oh, I also worked on summer lineup a little bit and I didn't bring it down. I didn't get much done on it anyway. You're not missing anything. So, Mania. Couldn't decide what I wanted to do. Thought about doing whips, pulled them out. None of them were calling to me except Dash Away, so I've been working on that one. Then Stephanie of Lindy Stitches did her video talking about Stitch Sania, where you stitch, like pick a piece, set a goal for the week. If you finish the goal, start something new on the weekend. So I thought, oh, that would be fun. And I kitted up for like smalls. And the piece I thought I needed to work on was not calling to me. So I kind of scrapped that idea. And then I thought, well, what if I worked on two pieces? So the piece that wasn't calling to me, the reason it wasn't is because it's the Deck the Halls Sal from Caterpillar Cross Stitch. And I've already stitched it. And I enjoyed stitching it the first time. I finished it on that giant snowman I bought at Kohl's last year. And my mom saw it and she said, oh, could I have one of those for Christmas? What am I gonna say, no? Yes, Mom, you can. So I picked up a second snowman. It was still kitted. Picked up another piece of fabric and I'm like, all right, I'll work on that next year. I don't wanna do it. So I thought, oh, well, if I did that, like one of the words or phrases a week, maybe I could slog through. I don't want to do it. Then I had a shower revelation, which is where they all come. Probably because it's the only time I'm by myself. I'm going to give her mine. And then when I feel like stitching it again, I'll stitch it again for myself. But I already have a second snowman. And you know what's gonna fit great on that snowman is the one I just shoved in that bag, Candy Cane Lane. This was a Brenda Gervais with thy needle chart. It came out last year. Donna actually got me this for Christmas. So this on a 16 count is going to fit perfectly on that giant snowman. And he has a red hat, like it'll actually look pretty good. So I'm kitting this one up. I think I have fabric picked out, but I haven't fully decided. And I don't know if this will be a Mania start or a Christmas in July start. We'll see. But I feel much happier about doing that than the one I've already done. Nothing against the chart. Like I said, I really enjoyed it the first time I stitched it. And I don't mind stitching small things twice. That one's not small. She can have mine. So the other thing, so I'm not really doing Mania. I've had 105 new starts, it feels like, since we've been home. I don't need 105 more. I did pick out one thing that is exciting me. That would be a new start. So the plan is to work on this and also all the other things I'm already working on. So here's my one thing. That's the back. Otano by Satsuma. I love the colors in this chart. Last year I started a city, Pretty Little City for Stitch Mania, and I thought about doing that again. I need her charts in color. There's so many color changes, which is why I love them. But in a black and white chart, I get very confused. So I needed them in color. I don't have access to color printer right now. This one, I have in color because I have the actual chart. It's a little tricky because it's spread out. It's on 2 pages. So I'll have to try not to ruin everything that's in the fold, but I can handle it. So I already had all the floss, except I needed a few DMC, which I just couldn't find because they're in other projects. So I've chosen 14 count vellum. It's one of the new Picture This Plus colors. It's super, super, super pale tan. You guys know I have a hard time stitching on white. This is my, it's not white. Here's the colors. And they're really pretty. I don't know if they're gonna show up as vibrant, but they're really, really nice. And they're a great mix of regular DMC. There's some Coloris in there, which are the variegated DMC. And the border actually uses the single digit ones, double digit. This is number 69, it needs 2 skeins. I don't really like these for stitching. I love these for cording. The variegation takes forever to get to the next one. So for stitching, I don't like them as much, but that's how you get the border to look like this, with the subtle, the long subtle. So for that, it's gonna be perfect. I did have to order a few of the, like I said, a few DMC I was missing. I ordered them from Carla at Cobweb Corner. I think they're actually in the mailbox now. Her shipping is super fast. She had all of them in stock. Normally I would go the 3/4 of a mile down the street to Joann's and get them myself, but not an option, so Carla had them. Perfect. They're on their way. I'll need to bobbinate those and get them done. That's my mania plan. I'm gonna love watching everyone else with their mania plans. And I still may start 7 things next month, but it won't be an official start. I'm just not feeling it. I'm still feeling out of sorts. So, oh, the other thing I may start, Priscilla and Chelsea showed those new releases in their last video of the patriotic ones, and I think they called it Long May She Wave. It's got the giant blue truck in the middle. I really like that one. I had started the patriotic one from the magazines that Priscilla and Kathy first did together with the big flag and then a few flowers around it. I had barely any done. It was not going to get done in time for this year. And it wasn't calling to me, and I think it's because it was such giant sections of one color, mostly the red and the flag, that I wasn't wanting to do it. But I'm like, I don't need 2 giant chalkboard patriotic pieces, so I picked that one out, put everything away, and I'm going to start the new one. Done. So Penny at thedailystitcher.com is getting those. I said get one for me. So when those come in, her shipping's super fast too because she's right here in Maine. Conceivably, I could start that in the middle of the month. I think I have all the floss. So that might be another one. I still don't know if it will get done for this 4th of July, but it has a better chance than that giant flag did. So tiny, tiny, tiny bit of haul, as in one thing. I got this pack of felted wool. This is from Attic Heirlooms, which is here in Maine. It's in Damerscotta. She does her own wool. This was her primitive bundle. 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 pieces. They're smallish. They're on the smaller side, but it would be great for doing backings and strawberry tops. And this blue was specifically why I got this one, because I want to use it for the top of that little freebie strawberry. And actually this green might work too. So I'll link her below if you are in need of some wool bundles. The same day that came in the mail, I got an envelope from Audrey Stitchy Witch 42. And I'm like, this envelope feels empty. Open it up, and inside was the world's tiniest little note card. It's so cute. She's been doing a lot of junk journaling and different things with paper. So she just sent a cute little thanks for being a friend note in one of her cute papers. So that made my day. That was cute. That's it. That brings me down to giveaways. These are also from Carla at Cobweb Corner. We had one that was a redraw because I never heard from the winner. And this, when I was just going up to do the redraw on the computer, my husband has this wacky keyboard up there, and it was easier for me to just direct him than to try and figure it out myself. And I'm like, it was from the last video, and then it wasn't. I'm like, nope, the last video. Nope. No, okay, it was from like 3 videos ago. So I never heard from the winner. It's been 3 videos, so I drew again. So this was Be Joyful, and the new winner is Terry H. Terry, I commented on your comment, so if you can shoot me an email, I put my email address on there. Let me know your mailing address. When I mail this one, and I'm hoping you're in the US. If you're not in the US, you might just have to wait a bit. If you're in the US, I will take this out of the plastic, fold the plastic, put it in the envelope, because that way I can mail it from my house. And then the 2 new ones we had from last time were the sheep with the button, the Japco button. This is going to Polly Clune, and the Curio Songbird from Heart and Hand is going to Karen Maloli. So I also commented on your comments so that you can give me your address. These will fit right in a regular birthday card or something I have on hand. It'll be a surprise what they end up in, but those I know I can pop right in the mail. So thank you to Carla for sending those along for you guys. They are doing, she's just starting a stitch along for the sheep and has a Facebook page for it. If you're interested. She does a ton of styles, and the other one she has, I think it's called Colorful Kitties. It's these really cool, I'd show you if my phone weren't plugged in. These like mandala almost animal faces. There's cats and eagles, and they're really cool. I think there's a bunny, and she has all of those charts in her shop too. I think that's it. I can see the sun right on my glasses. At least the sun is out. It snowed. It snowed. Like, what did I say it was, the 24th? It snowed yesterday in the morning. We looked up and it was like really wispy snow. And then I looked up 5 minutes later and it was like snow. So we'll see. Hopefully we're out of it by now. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you everyone who subscribes and always leaves such nice comments. I try and at least put a heart by all of them, especially now that I don't have my computer time. It's a little more challenging. I hope everyone has a great Mania. I'll be cheering everyone on in whatever way they did it. Oh, I had some new Flosstubers to mention too, and I didn't write them down. And my phone's upstairs. One of them I know is M. Kissa, which is my friend Marissa, who comes to our Stitch group meetups here, and she has done videos before, and actually I believe she deleted her old ones and just kind of started fresh. So I can definitely link her. I've been watching Barbara's daughter, her name is Kim. She's from New Jersey. I met Kim at Frugal Empire when I went in Albany, and she's very sweet, as is Barbara. So she started a Flosstube. I've been watching her. I know there are more. Like I said, I didn't write them down. I'm way behind. I've come to the conclusion that there's no way I'm catching up. So as new ones come up, I watch what I can. I might watch your new video, but I missed the previous 2. That's just how it's going to be for the foreseeable future. But I'll link both of them, and I'm sorry, I know there were more and they were newer ones and I wanted to mention them to you. So I will be better about writing them down next time so that I can give them a shout out. And if you're looking for new people to check out, some people are not third on the TV list and you might have all kinds of time to check out new people. So I will let you know. All right, thank you very much. I'll try and be back in a couple weeks when I can squeak out some time. I don't know when I'm gonna even upload this. It'll get done. All right, bye guys.